What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode. I want to talk about 3 reasons why your funnel isn't converting. If you're doing if you have a business right now that's doing less than $100,000 a month, there's a very good chance that the reason your content, the reason your ads, reason your media machine is not actually translating eyeballs into dollars in the bank is because you're making one of these 3 mistakes. So the first mistake, or the first issue, is nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows about you. So this is usually a function of the fact that you're not putting out content either at all or not in a large enough quantity for it to actually be seen or at a high enough quality. So when we talk about building out your machine, your media machine, it starts at the top of this funnel, which is we need to make people aware that you exist. The best way to do that is either through organic content on LinkedIn, Instagram, or paid ads on Facebook, right? You can do either one of those to get eyeballs and generate them. Now, it's not just enough to put out the content. The content has to be up to a certain quality standard. So if you are putting out ads, if you are running them and they're not converting, then it's because the ad sucks. If you're putting out organic content on LinkedIn and it's not getting reach, it's because it sucks. So you need to focus on how do I improve at the craft of creating content that's engaging, that's compelling, that brings people in, and that gets awareness and visibility. Because at the end of the day, like if you have the cure to cancer, but you don't have the ability to actually get people's attention and take note of the fact that you have this thing, like you can't help them. So what I would recommend is that you become a student of whatever platform that you're using as your awareness platform. So if that's LinkedIn, go in there and learn the best practices. If you don't know that the best practice on LinkedIn right now is to include an image with all of your posts and that then you get 3 lines at above the fold before somebody clicks see more, and that you should optimize your hook for those 3 lines visually to get interest so that somebody clicks through, and that then you should probably have a story into some educational takeaways and then a call to action at the bottom, but no link. If you don't know that stuff, then you don't know your platform well enough. So go deep into whatever platform you're trying to master. Understand what makes for compelling hooks there, what are compelling formats, what are compelling stories that you could tell, and then how can you craft educational, valuable content into what you're doing to actually raise awareness. So that's number 1, is nobody knows who you are. Now, one last little caveat here. Let's say you are putting out content. And you are putting out a lot of content and you're trying your best to make it good content. Another reason why it might not be working is because you're not being consistent. Like you put out 100 posts in 1 month and then you stop for like 2 weeks. And then you put out a bunch for the next week and then you take a couple days off. And then you put out a piece of content and then you wait 3 days, right? You're being inconsistent with it. Social media it rewards consistency just like in life. Keep showing up every single day or every other day, whatever your cadence is. It doesn't really matter what the cadence is. You don't have to post every day. It's just that you're consistent over a long enough period of time. If you keep doing that, eventually you will break through, as long as you keep pivoting and iterating on what you're doing to try and make it better. If you keep making each piece of content better than the last, eventually you're going to start getting awareness. Now, that's going to lead you to the second problem. Now, some people know who you are. The next issue is they don't trust you. They're like, yeah, I know who you are, but like, I don't know who you like from Tom, Dick, or Harry. Like, and why should I give you my money versus this guy over here? So this could be for a couple of reasons. Number 1, you're not displaying your authority. Like you're not actually showing people that you know what you're doing. Like you haven't shown social proof. You haven't shown deep dive examples into what you do and talk about it in a compelling way that makes people go, oh yeah, this person actually knows their shit. Generally, when you get into a room of people, you can tell who knows their shit within like 30 seconds of them opening their mouth, right? And so if you're not getting that effect on people on your content, maybe you don't know your shit very well. So, or maybe you're just not doing a good job of communicating. Figure that out, number 1. So display your authority. Number 2 is that you're not displaying your personality. Like at the end of the day, like we trust people that we understand. Trust is really like, I know what I'm going to get from you. I can trust a serial killer. That sounds crazy, right? But I trust a serial killer because I know how a serial killer is likely to act. He's going to try and kill me, right? Like you can trust a snake to try and bite you. Doesn't mean you have to like it. Doesn't mean you should get around him, but you can trust because you understand how that animal is likely to behave in a situation. If I don't know your personality, I don't know what to trust. I don't know if I can trust that you're going to stab me in the back, or that I can trust that you're a good person. Generally, if I don't know what I can trust from you, I'm going to default to the negative, just out of safety, right? Like, I'm going to assume you're a serial killer until proven otherwise. So you have to include your personality into your content, show your life, show what you value, show your beliefs, show your quirks, show your vices, show all that stuff so that people go, ah, yes, I know what I'm getting with this guy. He's a cute little puppy dog. He isn't a viper. Maybe he is. I don't know. Okay. Third, in the same vein of they don't trust you, it could also be that like you're not showing yourself authentically, right? You're showing your personality, but it's not coming across authentically because, and this is a mistake that a lot of people make, including myself. I've shared this story before about how I went to this event that was to learn how to speak publicly from the heart to connect with a group of people. And I got up in front of this group of 12 people and I gave my introduction speech, my origin story. And then the moderator was like, okay, so everybody raise your hand if you feel connected to Anthony right now. One guy raised his hand. He was the guy I was sitting next to during this event. So I think he just felt like obligated and guilty because he's like, yeah, you're going to come sit next to me again. So I should probably just raise my hand. He's the only one. Nobody else raised their hand. And I was like, what the fuck? Nobody felt connected? I gave you like my most heartfelt story I've ever given. And the moderator pointed out to me, he's like, Anthony, the reason they don't feel connected with you right now is because you're trying to present yourself as the James Bond, the guy that like you went through these hard things, but the way you present it is just as a means of showing how badass you were for having overcome it. And like we can feel that. So it doesn't come across as authentic. So the lesson here is that selective vulnerability isn't true vulnerability. And so if you want to show up authentically, really spend some time thinking about like, what were the things in your life that hurt you? Like, what are the things in your life that you struggle with authentically, and share those things, not in an attempt to win people over and make friends and then like show how badass you were, but to generally understand that like we're all humans having a human experience, and that it is the things that you struggle with and the things that you've overcome that connect us much more than your victories, right? So share yourself, your wins and your losses as authentically as possible. That will help people trust you. The third reason your funnel isn't converting, it's either they don't know who you are, they don't trust you, or you aren't asking them enough times to buy the thing. So this is the easiest way to get your funnel to convert more, is just to ask more frequently for the sale or the whatever the call to action is. And so two things here is you need to have a conversion mechanism, right? So if you're putting out a piece of content on Instagram, what is the conversion mechanism? For most people, that is either a call to action in the post. Hey, if you want this resource, comment that down below. Then you set up a mini chat automation so that when they comment that word, they then get hit with a DM that sends them this physical resource, and that gets them into your email list. Boom, conversion mechanism, right? It could be that you have a link in your bio on Instagram. So boom, conversion mechanism. I come over here, I see your profile. It looks like you're doing some interesting things. I click on that link. Oh, it took me to this page. Sign up for the email. Boom, conversion mechanism. Now, if I'm on your email list, I'm getting your daily or weekly or monthly emails. What's the conversion mechanism in there? Is there a link at the bottom in the PS that's like, hey, by the way, if you want help with this thing, click here, right? Like, what's your conversion mechanism? And you'd be surprised why the reason most funnels don't actually convert is because they make it so freaking hard for the customer to buy their product or to do business or to even understand like what it would look like to do business with you. I was auditing some of our students' funnels last week or maybe 2 weeks ago. And one of the guys, like, I'm not going to name names, protect the innocent here, but like I went through his funnel and I was like, dude, I spent like 10 minutes clicking, trying to figure out how I could give you money, figuring out what I needed to do to give you money. Couldn't figure it out. Like there was no link in your bio. The link in your bio went to this other page that didn't do anything. And then I couldn't find any other links there. I couldn't find you on YouTube. There was no links there. I couldn't find your website. Like I couldn't find shit. Like what do you want me to do? Right? Like the reason your business isn't making money is because I don't know how to give you my money. It sounds so stupid, so simple, but it's like, I'm telling you, you probably take for granted that your customer doesn't know what they have to do to give you their money. It's like that meme with Fry from Futurama. He's like, take my money. And you're sitting there like, no. I refuse. I don't want your money. It's like, you would make more money if you would just make it easier for people to give you their money. Now, I think that's a good enough place to end here. But if you need help with any of this, by the way, guys, like building out your media machines so that your funnel actually converts eyeballs into dollar bills, then go down to the description. apply for the Group Accelerator program beyond the Apex. That's exactly what we help businesses do to get to their first 100K per month run rate. Otherwise, just hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.